Welcome to our YouTube channel. So today we will explore about the AWS Default VPC and learn how it can kickstart your cloud journey with easy. And if you are new here, consider subscribing for more exciting AWS content. So let's dive in. So before we jumping into the technical details, let's understand like what is default VPC is that. So a virtual private cloud, which is called a VPC, is a logically isolated section of the AWS cloud where you can launch the resources like EC2 instance, RDS, and etc. VPC is a service where you can use to create a private network inside a AWS, and VPC is a service which also used to connect with your AWS private network to your on-premises networks for your hybrid environment. It also help you to connect with other cloud platform when you are creating a multi-cloud deployment. By default, VPCs are private and isolated unless you make a public. So AWS provided two VPCs. One is default and second one is the custom VPC. So we already created a detailed video about this custom VPC. You can go and watch it. Here we can go some basic of custom VPC. Let's start. So unlike default VPC provided by AWS, custom VPC gives you a full control over the network architecture and IP address ranges, subnet configuration, route tables, and security settings. We can configure them in any way that we want, but we need to stay in rules and limits which provided by AWS. These custom VPC requires configure everything in details, and they are also 100% private by default. Now let's back to the default VPC. So before go to the dashboard, we can see like some important points about the default VPC. So default VPC is created by AWS in one per reason, and they come with pre-configured in a very specific way, and all networks configured and handled by the AWS by default. So every VPC is allocated a range of IP addresses is called VPC CICDR, and this CICDRs can start end range which can VPC use. So everything inside VPC uses the CICD range of that VPC, and if anything needs to communicate with VPC, then it needs to communicate with VPC CICDR. So if we talk about the custom VPC has a multiple CICD range, but default one VPC only gets one. Which one is this 172.31.0.0/16. This CICDR you will get in every region, and number of IPs addresses available to default VPC is fairly large because of it uses /16 CICDR. So inside every default VPC, a larger /20 subnet is created in every availability zone in that region, and it varies based on the number of availability zone in that one region. Higher CRCD range slash number is the smaller network is. So if we talk about the example, let's take /17 is the half size of /16. So 2/17 will fit into 1/16. So we can see this diagram where this one AWS region is there. We created one VPC, and in that VPC we have three availability zones, and the subnets are created in that availability zone. So one is like 172.3.32.0/20, 712.31.0.0/20, 712.31. 80.0/20. So three subnets are created in particular availability zones. So if any one of these availability zone gets failed or something will happen, that will not affect the other ones. That's all about this CICDR, and this AWS provides the default VPC right out of the box, like for every region, and it comes with pre-configured settings, and which makes it super easy to start deploying the resources. without any additional setups. So let's see like how this is work. Now we will go to the AWS dashboard and see like the all functionality of this default VPC. So I open this AWS dashboard. You can open yours and just search here VPC, and first option is coming. Just click here. Now you can go to, now this dashboard is KM where you can see like a VPC's NAT gateways. So let's just open your VPC. Here you can see one VPC is created. So this is a newly account. Here the AWS created one default VPC. So if you scroll right here, you can see default VPC is yes, and they AWS also created the network ACL route tables, and you can see the IP address of CICDF 172.31.0.0/16, and this is a VPC ID. If you go to subnets, so we have a 6 subnets because we already in the Virginia region, and in Virginia region we have a 6 availability zones. You can see here US East C1 D A B E F. So 6 subnets are created. You can see like the IP address of CICDR 32.080.16.48.16.64. And if we talk about the internet gateway, so AWS default, we created the AWS internet gateway for this default VPC, and they also configured the network ACL for this default VPC. You can see here. So this is all about the default VPC. You can also delete this one. Just select this one and delete this default VPC. I'm not doing that, but you can delete that. After deleting, you can recreate the default VPC by here. You will get the options. This is all about the default VPC, and if you want to learn more about the custom VPC, we already created the video. You can check out that. If you like this video, just subscribe our channel for more content. Thank you so much.